I am the Age of Aquarius. I'm God. I was Jesus Christ. I died on the cross 2,000 years ago, approximately. When I was younger, I didn't know that I'm God. I didn't know then that I'm God. So what happened was I grew up surrounded by people who didn't know either. And I had a very crazy upbringing, you could say. I had a mum. She's dead now. Um, I was raised by my mum. She had my parents were divorced, and I was living in Brighton, in the southeast of England, Brighton. Um, and I was living there with my mum, Fiona, and her girlfriend, Jennifer. And when I was 16, um, I'd left boarding school and I started partying a lot. Well, my mum separated from her girlfriend Jennifer, and my mum had lots of drug problems, and I wanted to get away from my mum because she was a very vicious woman, very angry, vicious, nasty woman. So I started going clubbing when I was 16, and I went to a club called Audio. There I met a woman called Europa Malinich. Her zodiac sign is Aquarius. When I met Europa, she was 32 years old. I was 16, which is half her age. Then, I would have met her in the year 2004, which would have been before, a couple of months before my 17th birthday. So, and I was seeing her. So then she was my girlfriend. I was her boyfriend. Although she was she was a cheater. Every time I was with her, I always had to look out for her trying to get with other guys. She was a hoe. And she used to blame it on the fact that she had ADHD, attention deficit disorder, basically, right? And she used to blame it on the fact that she had that condition, and that's what made her a whore. Well, whatever. She's an evil woman. Bitter. Anyways, so I knew her when I was 16, 17, 18, 19 years old. So when I was so I was in a relationship with her for about 3 or 4 years. Before, when I was 19, I got with another woman called Jodie for a short amount of time. And Europa, she got very jealous. She got very, very jealous. She turned very nasty. I mean, obviously we'd separated, but she clearly really didn't like the fact that I'd gotten with another woman when I'd been loyal to her for years. She's a disgusting whore. And her name's Europa. And that's an important name, you see, because in Greek mythology, if you know the story of Zeus and Europa, Zeus the story was Zeus transformed himself into a bull. And the thing is, my vicious, evil mother, called Fiona, her zodiac sign was Taurus. I'm Scorpio. That's my sun sign. That's what I was born November 14th, 1987. So Europa is a very important name because obviously I'm a European and I live in Europe. Okay? Europa, her story is about, she was born in Papua New Guinea, but she comes from a Polish Jewish family. When I say Jewish, I mean I'm talking about, Talmudic Jews, Babylonian, the Babylonian Talmud Jews. So that's the family she came from. Quite a wealthy family. And actually, when I met her, she had been living in New York for several years. And obviously she lived there during the 9/11, September 11th attacks on the World Trade Center. And what happened was she came to Brighton to visit her sister called Isabel. And she ended up, Europa, she stayed at her parents' house in North London, and she would visit Brighton on the weekends, and she would stay at she'd be sleeping in my bed every weekend. Okay? And we go clubbing and partying a lot. And so obviously I was with her. So what I'm saying is that I am the age of Aquarius. I was the age 16, 17, 18, and 19. Why is that important? Well, the thing is that spell work, there's magic associated with that, because in the tarot deck, the 16th card is the Tower card. It's kind of like a phallic symbol. A tower is it's a phallic symbol, okay? And obviously I had sex with Europa, and that included sodomy. That happened once, I think. Maybe twice. I think it was once. But it's important because it's magic. That's why I'm mentioning it. The 17th card of the Major Arcana is the Star card, which is associated with Aquarius, usually. In the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, it's Aquarius, who's associated with the Star card. And then 18 is the Moon card. And 19 is the Sun card. So it's really important to understand that when I got with Europa, who is of the zodiac sign Aquarius, I was 16, 17, 18, and 19 years old. I'm God. I was Jesus. I died on the cross. I am the light of the world. The thing is that when Europa and I separated, well, actually, she got with another guy. She got pregnant. I know she has at least 2 children. 2 boys who probably would be they would be teenagers now. Yeah. I won't tell you their names. I could, but I don't have to. I don't want to. Very interesting names, by the way. Very interesting names. Very witchy. Well, that's the thing. their mum, Europa, picked those names. And she wanted, well, it's because she's a witch. Plain and simple. Okay? Um, so Europa, the thing is that she she clearly has a lot of difficulty dealing with the fact that I'm not with her. I mean, I was half her age when I met her, and she can't deal with the fact that I'm not with her. She can't deal with it. She can't, she has to hate me to feel good. This is the thing, right? She has to hate me. She has to put me down so she can feel better about not being with me. That's what it's about. Okay? Now, I'm going to do a quick tarot reading for her. I've got my Salvador Dali tarot deck. So let's do a reading for Europa Malinich. Okay, the first card we got Page of Swords. And then we got the Five of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. And then we got the Four of Swords. And then we got the Six of Cups. It's a bit slow with this deck. Okay. Four of Pentacles. The Chariot. Four of Wands. Nine of Wands. Two of Cups. the Empress, Knight of Wands, the Fool. So I'll stop there for a second. Okay, so we go here. So the Page of Swords. Well, Page of Swords is someone who doesn't know. It's usually someone who doesn't know very much. Although it could be, a page. Well, obviously in a book you find pages, and obviously Facebook, or the internet, web pages. But Page of Swords suggests someone who's not very smart. So so this is here, Page of Swords, Five of Pentacles. So that's sort of, being left out in the cold. Five of Pentacles is being left out in the cold. And that's exactly what I'm experiencing. So, she hates me, and evil spirits, and that include there are, she's causing division, basically. She is trying to take my power, she is trying to ruin my reputation. And that's the thing. Lying spirits are taking her side because they're afraid of me. They don't want me to succeed because I'm good. So, Page of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is work. And then the Four of Swords, that's that's lying down. And then there's the Six of Cups, which is, that's, could be in the past. There's children there. You see there are children, and it suggests a close connection, something that happened in the past. Four of Pentacles, which is hoarding. Four of Pentacles is hoarding, possessing. It's trying to hold on to something. The Chariot. The Chariot card. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Hang on. Here, look. That's the Chariot card. Okay. And then there's the Four of Wands, the Nine of Wands, Two of Cups, the Empress, Knight of Wands, the Fool. So, what Europa has been trying to do is, well, that's the thing, the Chariot is the bed, okay? It's my bed, but she wants, so this is the thing, right? She was in a relationship with me, she got in my bed, and she wanted to take my bed with her. Yeah, that's what she's tried to do. That's what she's been doing. And so Four of Wands, well, that's society, you could say, are carrying on, right? So Nine of Wands is, just carrying on, keep going. With the Two of Cups, the Empress, Knight of Wands, the Fool. So, this is, like I said, lying spirits take her aside because they don't want to be judged. They don't want to have to be dealt with. They don't want me to win. See, when I got with Europa, the Age of Aquarius thing, well, that's the thing, it's all spell work. It's all about being trying to steal my power. It's all about trying to transfer my power through spell work to her, and then lying spirits have gathered around her. She's hated on me. She's told all kinds of horrible lies about me, to try to ruin me, my reputation, basically treat me like I'm dead, I'm nothing, while she goes off being a whore, and getting a whole bunch of lying spirits to follow suit, while I've suffered for nearly 20 years. I'm 37, and I will be 38 in approximately 3 days. So yeah. What more can I say? Will that do? Okay. That'll do.